Good afternoon, friends. It's Sunday, March 30th, 2025, and I'm your trusted news anchor bringing you the hottest stories of the moment. Let's dive into a headline that's sparking a lot of buzz: the apparent hypocrisy of some Democrats when it comes to Tesla and its CEO Elon Musk. Buckle up because this one comes with fire, investments, and a hefty dose of controversy. Let's start with the basics. Over the past few weeks, Tesla has found itself in the crosshairs of a wave of violent attacks that have left many stunned. Picture this. A Tesla dealership in Las Vegas was firebombed, with vehicles torched and a message of defiance scrawled on the door. In Texarkana, a man rammed a four-wheeler into multiple Teslas like something out of an action flick. Across the country, Tesla cars have been keyed, scratched up by vandals, and to top it all off, a website called Dogequest has popped up, doxing Tesla owners, posting their names, addresses, and phone numbers, in what looks like an attempt to intimidate everyday Americans. Sounds like a nightmare for any Tesla driver, doesn't it? Now here's where it gets juicy. While these attacks, labeled by many as domestic terrorism, keep piling up, some prominent Democrats have not only stayed silent about the violence but have continued pouring big money into Tesla stock. You heard that right. Despite their party painting Elon Musk as a corrupt villain, even a Nazi, in the words of Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, these lawmakers don't seem to mind stuffing their portfolios with shares of the company he runs. Let's name names. Representatives like Josh Gottheimer from New Jersey, Vicente Gonzalez from Texas, Gil Cisneros from California, and Ro Khanna, also from California, have all snapped up Tesla shares since President Donald Trump's inauguration in January 2025. But that's not all. Other House Democrats, including Pat Ryan from New York, Jared Moskowitz from Florida, Adam Smith from Washington, and Dwight Evans from Pennsylvania, are still invested in Tesla as the attacks on the company escalate. Doesn't that strike you as odd? Take Gil Cisneros, for instance. Just 1 month into Trump's administration, Cisneros went on Forbes Breaking News to slam both Musk and the president, calling the first month of the administration atrocious, and accusing the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, which Musk leads, of causing destruction. He even said Musk basically bought himself the presidency of the United States, and claimed there's no doubt he's the one calling the shots. Tough words, right? But days later, this same Cisneros bought between $1,001 and $15,000 worth of Tesla stock, right as the company's value was sliding, likely due to Musk's growing unpopularity. Coincidence or strategy? Then there's Josh Gottheimer. On February 11th, this representative unleashed a blistering attack on Musk, saying, "The risks to Americans' privacy and financial security from Musk's unchecked access are not only unacceptable but outright dangerous." He insisted his constituents were deeply concerned about Musk having access to sensitive data like social security numbers, tax returns, and bank accounts. To be clear, no one elected Elon Musk or entrusted him with keeping that information safe from our adversaries, Gottheimer said. Yet around the same time he disclosed buying up to $45,000 in Tesla stock. What's going on here? And let's not forget Vicente Gonzalez. This month, as anti-Musk rhetoric and physical attacks on Tesla literally burst into flames, Gonzalez, who called Doge's actions incredibly concerning, invested between $65,000 and $150,000 in Tesla stock. It begs the question, if these Democrats are so worried about Musk and his influence, why are they betting their money on his company? The White House hasn't stayed quiet on this. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt came to Musk's defense last week, saying, "The Democrats used to be the biggest cheerleaders for electric vehicles and for Tesla the company, until Elon Musk decided to support and vote for Donald Trump." Leavitt didn't hold back. It's getting dangerous and the White House wholeheartedly condemns it. "We applaud Attorney General Pam Bondi for investigating these acts as domestic terrorism, because that's what they are." She landed one final punch. It's very clear the Democratic Party no longer stands for anything. They only stand against Donald Trump, even if it means contradicting themselves. But the contradiction doesn't stop there. While figures like Ocasio-Cortez keep hurling personal attacks at Musk, calling him everything from a Nazi sympathizer to one of the most unintelligent billionaires I've ever met, most Democrats have been deafeningly silent about the violence against Tesla. Fox News Digital reached out to several Democratic lawmakers to ask if they condemn these acts, but only Representative Rosa DeLauro offered a response. The rest? Crickets. Could it be they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them? Let's add some context. Ever since Musk took on a key role in the Trump administration as head of Doge, a new entity tasked with slashing federal spending and jobs, he's become a lightning rod for criticism from the left. His support for Trump and his cost-cutting policies have sparked a fury that seems to have spilled onto the streets, with Tesla as the prime target. Dealerships have been vandalized, charging stations set ablaze, and Tesla owners harassed, all while the company's stock has plummeted more than 50% since last fall's election, according to reports. For some, Tesla isn't just an electric car brand anymore. It's a symbol of America's political divide. Yet despite this public animosity, these investing Democrats aren't selling their shares. In fact, they're buying more. Is this pure hypocrisy or just savvy financial calculation? Some might argue these lawmakers are separating their political views from their economic decisions, betting that Tesla, despite the negative headlines, remains a solid long-term investment. After all, the company still leads the electric vehicle market, and its technology continues to set the pace in the auto industry. But to critics, it reeks of double standards. How can you condemn Musk with one hand while cashing in on his success with the other? The irony isn't lost on observers, especially as the Trump administration and its allies, like Attorney General Pam Bondi, have branded the attacks on Tesla domestic terrorism and vowed harsh penalties. Bondi recently announced charges against several suspects, some facing mandatory prison time, underscoring how seriously the government is taking this wave of violence. Meanwhile, Elon Musk hasn't stayed silent. In recent interviews, he's expressed shock at what he calls the hatred and violence from the left, saying, "I always thought the Democrats were the party of empathy and compassion, and yet they're burning cars and bombing dealerships." Musk has called on vandals to stop being psychotic, and hinted they might be directed by a larger force, though authorities haven't found evidence the attacks are coordinated. Before I sign off, I'll leave you with this thought. Is this just financial pragmatism, or are we witnessing blatant hypocrisy in action? You decide. For now, keep your eyes peeled and your keys away from your Teslas. I'm your anchor, and this has been your news fix for the day. See you tomorrow with more.